It's so incredibly bright today. I probably should have waited a little later on to film, but... Hi everyone! Hi! It's been a long time. It hasn't really. It's just because... I asked on my Instagram a couple days back, what videos do you guys want to see? And there is a combination of vlogs, what I eat in a day, but also quite a good handful of people wanting to know about my hair. That may sound really bizarre to some of you if you haven't followed me for a little bit, but basically about 2 years ago, my hair looked like this. And yeah, it's kind of changed a significant bit. So today I'm just gonna sit down and casually talk you through my timeline of hair, because there have been a few different circumstances which people aren't actually aware of. There was one occasion where I actually took scissors to my hair when I was having an emotional breakdown. I'm just gonna sit down, talk you through the stages of my hair growth, my hair cutting, my hair buzzing, losing my hair, because that was the thing that I had to kind of go through when I was younger, and where I am today, because apparently you asked for it. I'm so sorry if this isn't interesting at all, but you asked for it. Okay? Cool. I'm gonna tuck myself in this little corner so you can see all the photos. I have a whole notebook ready to go of like a timeline, and let's get into it. First of all, as a kid, my hair was always just very yellow blonde, very bright blonde, to the point it was platinum. Looking back at the photos when I was trying to like organize this video, the fact that my hair is so dark now in comparison is mad to me. My hair was always the same. I never had necessarily any drastic changes. Yes, when I started going to high school, I had like the odd highlight, the odd like layer put in, but nothing was really drastic. I really like keeping my hair really long, wavy and natural. There's a photo that it was like one of my first photos on Instagram. I think it was in like 2013, where you can see my hair is just huge and wavy and big, and it looks almost like a lion mane. I like that. My hair looked healthy, the wave was natural. I didn't necessarily have to do anything to it. And yeah, and that's what my hair was. My hair did begin thinning when my bulimic and anorexic tendencies got more extreme. If you haven't watched any of my other videos, I am a survivor of anorexia nervosa, bulimia, orthorexia, you know, an abundance of eating disorders. But the one thing that does get missed out quite frequently is the fact that eating disorders don't necessarily just affect your weight. It affects obviously you psychologically on a huge level, but it also affects your nails, your hair. Everything begins thinning, everything begins weakening. And I was just one of the people that had that kind of experience. My hair was extremely long at this time, but then as time went on, it just became very, very thin and very fragile. It was wispy and thin. I didn't necessarily look after it. I didn't want to get it cut because I use it as a blanket. I never wanted anyone to take scissors to it to cut it to make it healthier, because I just wanted the blanket. I wanted to go like this and hide away, and it was just my way of hiding in a way. It was my little security blanket. But as time went on, as my weight began falling, I got to that really like unnerving part of my life where I was going into the shower, shampooing my hair, and you just had clumps and clumps coming out, and my hand was just covered in hair. It's bizarre because you're thinking you're suffering anorexia. It's a lethal condition, and it's something that you can, quite frankly, you know, lose your life from. But the more alarming thing to me was losing my hair. But that's, you know. So I tried to limit the amount of times that I washed my hair. I tried to limit the amount of times that I brushed my hair, because ultimately as soon as I'm brushing out, you're just taking everything out, and you know, you take the clump. Oh, there was so much hair. But then again, because I had such a lot of it to begin with, it didn't look too bad. But at that time, it was definitely very scary and very alarming, actually. I was then discharged in January of 2017. But then in June of 2017, I finally decided to have a haircut. It wasn't necessarily that drastic in comparison to the other styles that I've had in the past. But I went, it was a lot of hair. It was 10 to 12 inches plus. It was a big change for me. This is also the time that I started to run. I started to get into fitness, and having that ponytail which went from here to here, slapping you around the face, wasn't really great. It wasn't ideal at most of times. So I think I finally had the rationale to realise that my hair was, quite frankly, irrationally long. So then I did cut a good bit off. So yeah, I finally got rid of all the dead ends and all the split ends, because the split ends, I'd literally just take my hair and peel it like that. It was really bad. But yeah, I finally got it chopped off, finally had all the split ends, all the dead ends taken off, and it was relatively healthy. Granted, there was still a bit of weakness, because ultimately it was only the bottom and my roots were you know, but it was the best I could at that point, and that's what I just did. From June 2017, from when I had that first initial cut, I didn't go back to the hairdressers for almost a year. My hair grew substantially. Like, I think I have this thing, my hair just grows quickly. I don't take any vitamins, I don't take any of those pills, you know, those things that get like advertised on Instagram accounts, and it's hundreds and hundreds of pounds for a little tablet. You know, a big part of it I think is diet and nutrition and lifestyle. I think that I've just like tried and pump my body with all the good stuff, and it kind of just like wants my hair to grow, maybe. Despite the growth, it was still thinning, it was still falling out, it was getting there, it was getting stronger, it was getting healthier, it was getting a lot more volume, but in my mind, I still, you know, I was still scared of going into the shower. I was still scared of not going to the shower. I kept my daily hygiene up, but I was scared of like shampooing, conditioning my hair, and like encouraging the roots to fall out, because brushing was still a difficulty with everything coming out. It was then in May of 2018 with things really changed. This is like the big step that I took, which was extremely daunting, extremely terrifying, a bit of like a low-key identity crisis I was having. So this actually started, I was dyeing my hair with some of my high school friends. My hair got to the point where it was like kind of long. I thought, right, let's just dye the bottom of my hair pink. So then if I regret it, I can just chop that off and it'll be fine. But I've always wanted to dye my hair pink. I always wanted to have that thing. You know, as a kid, obviously, I'm a millennial. Avril Lavigne was like the queen of my childhood. No, so what I did, I got a box bleach dye from Asda, and then it was supposed to be a temporary hair dye from Asda as well to put on the bleach after I'd taken the hair out, because at this point my hair was actually kind of getting a bit dark. In all seriousness, it didn't turn pink. It turned brassy copper, yellow, not great. Like, looking back, I probably should have just like gone with it, but my confidence was really slim to none at that point. You know, my confidence, my social confidence, my ability to speak has been something that I've been working on, and it's been a long process. But at that point I was really insecure, and I think having that kind of drastic change for what was drastic to me was a bit of a shock to the system. Literally as soon as my friends left, I took scissors to my hair. So then there's actually a video I took. I don't know why I took a video, I knew that I was gonna make this video apparently. I went into the toilet, got the scissors, and just chopped everything off. You can probably see by the expression of my face that I wasn't the happiest. I was having a bit of a breakdown. I had a bit of a cry. It was a really difficult part of my life. I'm not gonna beat around the bush. I have had a bit of a turbulent life, not just anorexia, just like an abundance of things, and different things were bubbling, and it was a tricky time. And I think anything that didn't go my way, or anything that went a little bit out of like my control, freaked me out, and I got massively anxious. And I think this is one of the circumstances. It wasn't in my control necessarily. And yeah, I coped by just taking a pair of scissors to my hair. Yeah, this is the video. Shortly after that, I did come to the realisation that I had done a pretty shite job. Like, granted, it's never going to work, it's never going to be that even when I did the way that I did during, you know, having what I would consider a breakdown. This was when I had ideas floating in my head, and I wanted a fresh start. My hair was unhealthy, my hair was breaking, my hair was still relatively thin, still fragile a little bit. I wanted a fresh start. I don't know why. I think I looked at so many photos and so many inspiration pictures on Pinterest of girls with like pixie cuts, and I was like, okay, should I do it? I think like, looking back, I don't know how I had the confidence to do this. But the combination of a very questionable hair dye job, a solo and independent hair cutting job, and I shaved my head. I basically got my head shaved. I went to the hairdresser. She's a family friend. She's lovely. And I went from this to like nothing. My whole head of hair went. Understandably, this was a massive shock to the system, hence why I have so many freaking photos, because I was just trying to figure out, does this look good? Does this look bad? I'm not sure about this. Massive shock to the system. It was liberating because ultimately this was such a shock to the system, such a change, such a transformation. But then it was really scary and did affect my confidence because, as I said previously, this wasn't a time in my life where I felt good about myself, and the fact that I had that done was a massive shock. As soon as I had it, I knew I was immediately going to grow it out. That was definitely a thought process behind it. I wanted to grow it out, have a fresh start, but then there was obviously little inklings of thought, would I want to keep it? Would I want to grow with it? Would I want to, you know, make this my look? No, didn't want to make it my look. My dad wanted me to. I think he thought that it suited me quite a bit. I also think that I looked like a spitting image of my mother, which was really weird. But no, I didn't want to keep it. It was weird because despite on occasions I felt good about it, and sometimes like I thought that it looked good, I had no idea how to style it. I didn't know how to work with it. It was so inconsistent. It didn't know what I wanted to do because on occasions it was wavy, on occasions it was straight, it was inconsistent. But this is also the time that I started like dating guys and started going to university, and I struggled with it. It was really weird because I felt like I was reassuring everyone, I'm gonna grow out, I'm gonna grow out, I'm gonna grow out. And it did affect my confidence, and I felt like it was so there, and I was the girl that wasn't only like just got out of hospital and anorexia, but I was also the girl that has a pixie cut now. So I'm just like, this is really obvious, like I've got no hair, and you know, I didn't have anywhere to hide. I didn't have my security blanket of hair. I just had my face, nothing else. Following my previous routine, it took another year for me to go back to the hairdressers, because from that time, it was May 2018 that I got the pixie cut. I just let it grow and grow and grow and grow. I didn't want anything cutting it. I just wanted to leave it. I said, right, you're gonna have to grow, my love. Like, we're not cutting this. This has to grow out. I need to go back to long, relatively long hair. And this, although looking back, I'm appreciative that I did do it because I'm very happy with the hair that I have now. It's strong, it's healthy. The journey from going from a pixie cut to now was extortionately unattractive. Like, I had mullets, I had bobs, I had inconsistent spikes. The mullet was a look. Like, it was, yeah. And just nothing was the same length, nothing was consistent, nothing was the same. It was just, that bit was locked, nothing was the same. Realistically, I should have thought, none of my hair is consistent. This growth out period is really not great. I should go to the hairdressers, get them to sort it out so the process can be a lot more attractive. But I had developed a fear from the hairdressers. It's like, no, my hair needs to grow, end of. So yeah, it was a year of very much not great looks. And this is the year that I started my YouTube channel as well. So basically you could look back at my videos chronologically and you can see the growing stages of my hair, and it's really weird because, you know, I had a big like media spike and I was on the news quite a bit and I was on live TV quite a bit, and this was all through my mullet. Like, all the interviews I've done was with a mullet. And like, looking back at it, yeah, not my best look. It was then on my birthday of last year that I actually got the balls to get it cut, and it was a lot shorter than I really anticipated, but basically I just wanted everything to be the same because I was fed up of it looking like an actual mess. It was a lot shorter than I thought because the bob was like right here. I definitely needed it. I definitely needed a fresh start so I knew my hair could grow in a way that wasn't chaotic. And yeah, since then I've just been growing it out. I think, yeah, I don't know why I could make a video out of it. Like, basically, I cut my hair once because it got really bad, and then I've grown it out and it's relatively long now. The one thing I will say, it's a lot darker. Like, this is no dye, this is no colour, this is nothing. This is my natural hair. I haven't had it cut in almost a year because apparently I just don't get my hair cut. Yeah. But this is my head of hair. It's almost 2 years since I did that to my head. and now we're here. Granted, I did not think that it would grow this quick. I don't really know what I want to do with it now. I don't know if I'm gonna keep it to this length, grow it a bit longer. Well, granted, we're in a pandemic where I can't necessarily get my hair cut, but I don't like it. I don't want it to be too irrationally long like it was at this occasion. Like, that's too long. But maybe, I don't know. I just go with the flow. But no, I think I'm finally happy that I've got to the stage where it's in a ponytail comfortably, because that was the mission throughout, you know, trying to grow it out of the pixie cut, was just like clinging it back with all the grips I had in my possession to try and get like the tiniest little tail. That's my hair growth story. I don't know if that was interesting at all, but I've had it requested for a very long time, and I didn't want to film it like 6 months ago because my hair was still like really short, and I feel like now we've got to the point where we can work with it, you know? But yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you guys are looking out for yourself. I hope you guys are having a good time in isolation. It's really boring, I am aware, but just look after yourself because that's important. I need to go hop on a phone call because I've just remembered that I need to call somebody. Yeah, so I hope you have a good time. I hope you like the video. Like, subscribe, do that stuff if you feel like it. You don't have to if you don't want to, but I would appreciate it. Yeah, I'll see you in the next video, whenever that will be. Awkward sign off. I can't end videos. Bye. Goodbye. Peace out.